Hey guys, so today we're going to learn how to write a situation when given an equation or inequality. So we're going to work backwards now. So we're going to read our question, and instead of selecting a random choice, we're going to actually do what we have to do. So we're going to try to create our equation first before choosing an answer. So create your equation, and then you're going to be able to see which one of your equations is equal to the one given to you. Okay? So a radio station A has 10,000 listeners and gains 50 listeners each minute. So each minute, I don't know how many minutes, so here goes my variable. And if I'm gaining listeners, that means I'm adding. And then it says, when will it have the same number of listeners as Radio B, which has 15,000 listeners and gains? So gains again means we're adding 150 listeners each minute. So anytime we see the word each, that means that's where my variable goes. Okay, so we have 10,000 listeners plus 50 listeners per minute equals 15,000 plus 150 M. Okay, so we do not have a subtraction here, so that eliminates answer choice A. B, Joe has $10,000 and spends $50 each day. So if I'm spending money, that means I'm going to have less than what I started with. So I'm subtracting each day. So here goes my variable. And when will he have the same amount of money as Bo, who has 15,000 and spends? So if you're spending, I'm subtracting again, 150 each day. Okay, so now I'm subtracting on both sides, so that eliminates that from being my choice. And just to be sure that it is C, let's read it again. Plane A is flying 10,000 feet and ascends. So it's ascending, that means we're adding 50 feet each minute. When will it be the same altitude as plane B flying, which is flying 15,000 feet and descends, so subtracting, that means it's landing 100 feet each minute, so each x. Okay, so remember, ascend means from least to greatest, so we're going from 0 to really high, and descending means from really high, a really big number to really small, so that means we're subtracting. Ascend plus descend subtraction. Okay, so now we have our equation. Everything's matching, so that tells me that C is my answer choice, my answer. Okay, so here's some keywords. If it kind of shows it, I think. Give me a minute. So a keyword was the same. It was also gaining. It tells me we're adding. Spending tells me I'm subtracting. Ascending tells me I'm adding. Descending tells me I'm subtracting. So make sure you're looking out for those keywords that tell you whether you're adding or subtracting. Okay, next situation. Again, I'm gonna work backwards. I'm gonna start off from my answer choices. Sorry, my mind is like going blank today. So, okay, problem A. It says Park A changes an entrance fee from $9 plus, so plus 125 per ride. So that tells me there goes my variable. Park B charges $14 per ride and an entrance fee. So and tells me what am I adding or subtracting. So if you're gonna get charged 14 and that means you're also adding an entrance fee of 75 cents. Okay, so it says $14 per ride. So per tells me here goes my variable and an entrance fee of 75 cents. How many rides will the total charge at Park A cost more than Park B? So that tells me A has to be more than Park B. Okay, so now we're going to write 9 plus 125x or r is more than 14r plus 75 cents. So that's not correct. Okay, next one. Danny finishes 1.25 homework problems every 9 minutes. Katie finishes 75.75 of the homework problems every 14 minutes. After how many minutes will Danny have completed more of his homework than Katie? So I want Danny to have completed more than Katie. Okay, so 125, that's what he does every 9 minutes. So the word every tells me here goes my variable. Katie finishes 0.75 problems every 14 minutes. So here goes my variable. So now we're going to write my equation. And 1.25 plus 9x or 9m is greater than 0.75 plus 14x, sorry. Okay, so is that matching? No, so we're gonna move on to the next one. So Jake has $9 and spends $125 each day. So each day, here you go. That's my variable. If I'm spending money, that means I'm gonna have less. So I'm subtracting. Ben has $14 and spends, so he's gonna have less money each day, 75 cents each day. After how many days will Jake have more money than Finn? Okay, so I want Jake to have more money than my boy Finn. Okay, so now let's write our equation. We have nine. Why did I say n? Sorry. 9 minus 125 each is greater than $14 minus 0.75 cents each day. Okay, so now we know which one's matching. This one's not matching because we're subtracting. This is adding, subtracting. Okay, so now let's go to the last one. We have Essence has run 9 miles and she runs an additional. So if it's additional, we're going to add miles each day. So here's my variable. My 125 has my variable. Asia has run 14 miles and she runs 0.75 additional miles each day. So after how many days will Essence have run more miles than Asia? Okay, so she wants to win. And now let's write our equation. So we have 9 plus 125x is greater than, right? We want it to be more than 14 plus 75 cents each day. And let me click here one more time. Okay, so some of our keywords were charges. That tells me I'm adding. I have more. So I want someone to have more than someone else. Spend tells me I'm subtracting. And to run more as well tells me I'm adding. Okay, so those were the keywords for that section. Okay, and for the last one, you're just gonna create your equations again from your answer choices, and then we're gonna try to see which one of our equations matches the one given to us. Okay, so A, Bruce built a snowman that is 40 inches tall and is melting. Where's my pen? And it's melting. So if it's melting, is my snowman going to be getting taller or smaller? So melting tells me I'm getting smaller. So subtracting 1/3 inch, a third of an inch every minute. So every minute, I don't know how many minutes. After how many minutes will Bruce's snowman be shorter than Calvin's? So I want Bruce to be shorter than Calvin, right? Shorter. I want it to be smaller than Calvin's, whose is 30 inches tall and is melting 1/5 inch every minute. Okay, so now we have our equation. We have 40 inches. I'm melting a third of an inch every minute. It's less than, right? I wanted it to be less than, so yes. 30 inches tall, melting 1/5 inch every minute. Okay, that seems to be correct. Now let's go look at B just in case. Okay, so Jennifer's gummy worms is 40 millimeters long and she eats. So if I'm eating, I'm gonna have less gummy worms than what I started with per second because I don't know how many seconds. Joey's gummy worm is 30 millimeters long and he eats. Again, I'm eating, so I'm gonna have less. Hopefully, it's gone by the end if it was a good, delicious gummy worm. 1/5 millimeters per second. After how many seconds will Jennifer have a smaller amount? So she has to have less than Joey. Okay, so I want my girl Jennifer to have less than Joey. Damn, she must be hungry. Dang. Sorry. So now we're going to create my equations. 40 minus 1/3, yes, per second, okay. And 30 minus 1/5 per second. Oh, so they were both correct. So yay for you. You just solved both of them. Seeing you were going to guess it was just A and I'll move on to B. So make sure we're going through all of them. Okay, so now our keywords. Melting tells me I'm subtracting, right? If my snowman is actually melting, it's not going to get taller. It's going to get smaller until it's like a bunch of water. And then eating, if I begun with let's say a burger, if I start eating it, am I still going to have that complete burger? No, it's going to disappear in my belly. Alrighty, guys. So that was it. So keep it up. Yay.